about. They want to introduce legislation and regulations and procedures that are going to be given to our social media companies in order for them to regulate that children under the age of 16 cannot gain access to social media. Now, in the interest of what's best for the children. That's not what they do. Let me tell you something, right? Whenever these guys want to do something that could be seen as egregious or seen as somewhat draconian or, like a step over the line in terms of what is allowed in terms of just how much privacy we are going to have be, encroached on, so to speak. What they do is this. The government's not stupid and is going to turn around and go, hey, we really want to take control of social media because we've realized that social media is a very, very important tool for the useless eaters out there in order to get their voice out there. Even though they don't have, millions of dollars at their disposal to put towards media and put towards, teams of people to, put together information and news stories and whatever else, they still can manage just through a social media platform to influence a lot of people. And these people have realized this. So they said, okay, how can we combat this? Now, this is how silly and naive and stupid the world is. They honestly think that if the government wanted to turn around and take things away that would be seen as egregious and draconian, they'd just do it. No, they're not idiots because they know they'll get pushback. So what do? Let's find the problem that's already out there in the community that needs solving, that with this problem being solved, we can introduce what we've wanted to introduce all along, and these idiots, because this is what these people high up think of us, these idiots, these useless eaters, this scum of the earth who don't deserve to be here, this is their chain of thought, won't even raise an eyebrow. You know why? Because they're idiots. Because this is the way these people think, because we've educated them. We control their media. We control what they hear. We control what comes through the radio. We control what comes through most mainstream social media channels. We've basically got them by the balls in terms of they think that every decision that the government's making is informed, and they think it's in the best interest of the people, because these morons, these idiots, that's what they think of us, have been well informed, and they're going to make the choice for us so we can introduce a way so now everyone has to identify themselves on social media. And I knew soon as they introduced this grand, stupendous idea that was in the best interest of the children, because they honestly care about the children. We need to protect the children at all costs. They introduced a legislation that they want to have approved for the protection of the youth of social media. But the moment I saw that thing being spoken about, I said, okay, so how in the world are you going to know who is over the age of 16 and who is under the age of 16? You're going to need to identify yourself in some way, shape, or form. So no more anonymous social media accounts. Nah, can't do it. Sorry. No more using social media if they don't know who each and every single individual is. So this is what this was all about. This was never about protecting your youth. If you think for one moment that all of this work was in the interest of protecting your youth and no other reason, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're sadly mistaken. What they wanted to do was to be able to get everyone who's on social media right now and get them to register themselves. That's what this has all been about from the beginning. When they introduced this shit, they did it for one reason, because they wanted to take control of who uses social media. So they're going to want everyone, whether you're 90 years old, 85 years old, 60 years old, 50 years old, and so on and so forth, even though you've had a social media account for 10 years and they can clearly see you're over the age of 16 years old, you're going to need to register with your social media company in some way, shape or form, an identification which stipulates what is your age and whether that age is appropriate according to the legislation being introduced. So this is the light bulb moment where people really need to start seeing, hey, these people see us as useless eaters. These people see us as morons. And the ones that are more educated than all of us, they see them as the biggest morons because they've fed them the biggest load of bullshit and have educated these people with the biggest load of bullshit and have indoctrinated, i.e. they have a doctorate now in all of the bullshit that they are the dumbest of all of us. Even though they're the highest with an education, they are the dumbest in terms of having the wool over their eyes. They can't see what's coming. So how are they going to regulate what's on social media in terms of the users? Oh, isn't it interesting that they said, oh, no, we're not just going to have you use your license. No. You're going to need to use a digital ID. Because that's what they've wanted to do all along, is get everyone to use a digital ID for the very beginning in terms of, because the digital ID very, very soon has everything connected to it. Your bank account will be connected to it. Your insurance will be connected to it. Every single thing, your power, your electricity, your internet, every single service that you can possibly imagine that you have at your disposal at the moment will be connected to your digital ID. Your mobile phone, your internet, all of it. So later on, when they decide to step it up and become a little bit more of an asshole in terms of, okay, we got you by the balls now, let's show you what our intent really was. Anyone, absolutely anyone who's got anything to say, absolutely anyone who's got anything to say, they're going to switch you off at the touch of a button. Within one ID, every single thing, every part of your life will be all connected to it digitally. Literally one decision from a higher up and everything's going to get switched off. That's what the digital ID is all about. It is a way of connecting everything in your life in one place, which is controlled through a hierarchy of controls where the ultimate decision of whether that shit stays on is all connected to that one digital ID. That's what's coming to this world. So all of this shit about, understand that when they say they're looking to protect someone, i.e. your children, or they're looking to protect your health, right? Understand that everything they do in order to introduce something that takes away more of our freedoms, right? Or encroaches on our privacy even more, right? Understand that when they want to do these things, they don't just say, hey, we're going to be arseholes and take away your ability to use social media because we want everyone we want everyone to be registered on a database that says all the users who they are. No, they're not going to do that. They're not morons. So what are they going to do? They introduce a problem. That problem gets perpetuated by the media. That problem gets disseminated through the people by the media in terms of how serious it is. That media that's been introduced to the people now results in an outrage. That outrage was exactly what these assholes wanted in the beginning, which creates a flow-on effect, which creates the attacking and the call out for, why don't we have more power over the youth on social media? Something needs to be done, which now, light bulb moment, okay, now we can introduce what we've wanted to introduce all along, which was to create legislation to accommodate ourselves in terms of wanting to control people on social media, and now, hey, lo and behold, we got exactly what we wanted in the first place by perpetuating fear, by allowing a problem to get worse, and then by talking about that problem long enough for the what would you call them? The folk out there who aren't completely aware of what's going on, the masses we could call them, right? The conservative of folk can speak up and say, we need to do something about these youth using social media. And then, hey, presto, we get exactly what we wanted in the first place. Understand that whenever these people do something for your safety, or the safety of your family, or for the safety of your business, or the safety of your identity, every time these assholes use the word safety, trust me, there is strings attached, and it's for one purpose, which is to take away something that we wouldn't usually let them take away. Because I guarantee you now, if they turned around tomorrow and said to the conservative of folk, okay guys, everyone who's over the age of 16 from now on is going to need to register for social media. Every user is all going to need to register for social media. People would be outraged. But then bring into the equation, we're protecting your children because we don't want another suicide to happen, and we're doing this for the safety of your kids. Meanwhile, the same people who introduced this legislation, I spoke about this on my previous video, are the same people who have taken away your power to protect your kids from cutting off their own genitals. To protect your kids from being programmed by your teachers in school with the most screwed up ideology you could think of, because that's what it is. It's an ideology. It's not fact. It's not based in science whatsoever. It's not based in biology. It's not based in natural physical creation whatsoever in terms of male, female, and all the other shit they're trying to peddle, that we aren't just male and female and there's 100 different genders and all this other shit. They're allowed to do that right now. They're allowed to have your children be in a place now that they can be confused. Because let's be honest, a child doesn't even know whether they want steak for dinner, let alone or steak or pasta for dinner. They can't even make that friggin' decision. But hey, let's let a child decide for themselves in their confused, screwed up little state that they're currently in their own mind. Let's let them decide whether they're a male or female and whether they'd like to cut off their genitals or not. This is the same government who's letting that happen. You think they give a shit about the fact that your children are being protected from shit on social media? No. So, this is how I'm going to end this video. Understand, every single time the government decides to do something in the interest of safety, in the interest of protecting your family, in the interest of protecting your business, in the interest of A, B, and C, that has to do with safety or protection, understand they don't give a shit about us. They never have given a shit about us. And all it's all about is taking away something more that they've wanted to take away in the first place. So, understand it's problem, reaction, solution. The solution is exactly what they wanted to introduce the whole time. See you later. Hopefully this is helpful. Share it. Hopefully some friggin' people out there have a light bulb moment and understand and finally start to see that it's not all black and white, and these people in these positions of power could not give two shits about our families, about our kids, about our finances, about our wealth, about our prosperity, about our peace of mind. None of it. They don't give a shit. I'll say it again. See you later.